We believe this to be a lone shooter, and there is no longer an active threat to the public. But today, 4 innocent victims are dead. Among them is NYPD police officer Didarul Islam, 36 years old, 4 years on the job. Officer Islam was married with 2 young boys, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. He's assigned to the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx. He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died as he lived, a hero. I want to extend my profound sympathies to all of the victims and their families, and to the brave NYPD cops who today lost a brother.
Many of the officers are still here. There are fire department officials. There are several ambulances. As you said, the number of dead has grown. The police and emergency officials still very much searching the building, still here in the area. This has turned into a crime scene. Also significantly, a off-duty police officer who was working a paid detail here, which we see all across the country really, and really in New York City, where there are off-duty officers who are allowed to wear their uniforms, and they work to make extra money. It's essentially a way for them to make extra cash. And that's what this officer was doing, standing outside this building when the gunman shot him. And luckily, perhaps in some ways, this may have prevented a much larger tragedy, this interaction between this off-duty officer and the gunman. So we are now waiting for the NYPD and for the mayor and other New York officials to hold a press conference. Things are somewhat slowed now because of the death of this officer. The NYPD needs to gather this officer's family members, bring them to the hospital, inform them of what happened, and certainly they want to do that, Caitlin, before they have any kind of press conference, make sure all the family is aware, make sure they notify the other victims. One of the eerie things, and I can't get this out of my head, is when I got to this scene, watching people in the building, and the building is just over my left shoulder here, watching the people in the windows who were in that building where the gunman was believed to be, standing there trying to figure out what was going on, and the NYPD just flowing in, running towards the building. It was such a chaotic scene in some ways, but also such a frightening scene, because even for those officers who are arriving here, if they weren't wearing tactical gear, they were being told to stay off Park Avenue, to go down the side streets, just in case the gunman started firing out of that building and this became a sniper situation.